Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, I'm Fauziah. I'm English Education at UIN Sunan Gunung Jati, Bandung. Now, here I will explain a little about something related to the manners of articulation and pledge of articulation. Okay, happy watching! Okay guys, the first I will explain about manners of articulation. The manner of articulation is the way the A stream is affected as it flows from the lungs and out of the mouth and nose. There are 8 manners of articulation, namely, the first stop or plosives. Stop or plosive produced by completely stopping the air passage and then releasing it. Articulators, complete close, air stream cannot escape through the mouth. And the next, fricatives. Fricative sounds are produced by partly blocking the air and allowing it partly to escape through a slit or groove, with accompanying friction, which sometimes audible. Consonants sound like F as in van, V as in van, Th is in thing, and the is in the sun, is as in den, and se as in sun. Okay, the next, affricates. An affricate sound is like a combination of a stop and a fricative that is half on. An affricate sound is like that of a stop in its articulation with their air passage completely blocked, while the second half is produced like a fricative with partial blocking of the air and with partial release. English has 2 affricate sound, ch sound and j sound, just like courage and judge. And next, pleb of trill. Pleb or trill. When the tip of an active speech organ, that is the tongue or the uvula, is tapped once against a surface within the mouth, a pleb sound is produced. For instance, the R sound is a run, rain, and English is a pleb. But when the tip of the active articulation is tapped more than once in articulation, the resulting sound is a trill. Nasal. Nasal sounds are produced by releasing the air through the nose, and for example, M is man, N is in name, are nasal consonant. And the next, lateral. A lateral consonant is produced when the air escapes from one of or both sides of an articular. The tongue and English L is long. Is a lateral consonant. And the last is Brechtianlis continuum. Some consonants are produced without blocking the air completely or partly. They are like vowels and yet they must be considered consonant. For example, w is in wine, wall, and y is as in yes and you. Okay, now we enter the second material, that is pledges of articulations. Pledge of articulation. The active articulator usually moves in order to make the contractions. The passive articulator usually just sits there and gets approach. A sound's pledge of articulation is usually named by using the Latin adjective for the active articulator ending with an O, followed by the Latin adjective for the passive articulator. For example, sounds where the tongue tip approaches or touches the upper teeth is called an apicodental. These are the abridged Names for the places of articulation used in English. The first, bilabial. The articulators are the two lips. We could say that the lower lip is the active articulator and the upper lip the passive articulator. Though the upper lip usually moves to at least a little. English bilabial sounds include p, and m. And second is labiodental. The lower lip is the active articulator and the upper teeth are the passive articulator. English labiodental sounds include p and v. And the third is dental. Dental sounds involve the upper teeth as the passive articulator. The active articulator may be either the tongue tip or usually the tongue blade. And the fourth is alveolar. Alveolar sounds involve the alveolar ridge as the passive articulator. The active articulator may be either the tongue blade or usually the tongue tip. Diacritic symbols can be used if it matters which. English alveolar sounds include t, n, s, and z, and l. And the next is postavveolar. Postavveolar sounds involve the area just behind the alveolar ridge as the passive articulator. The active articulator may be either the tongue tip or usually the tongue blade. Diacritic symbol can be used if it matters which. English postavveolars include an S and S. And the next is retroplex. In retroplex sounds, the tongue tip is curled off the back. Retroplex can be classed as apicopostaviolar, so not all apicopostaviolars need to be curled backward enough to count as retroplex. And the next is palatal. The active articulator is the tongue body and the passive articulator is the hard palate. And the English glide is a palatal. And the next is a velar. The active articulator is the tongue body and the passive articulator is the soft palate. English velars include k, and n. And the last is glottal. This is not strictly a place of articulation, but they had to put it in the chart somewhere. Glottal sounds are made in the larynx. For the glottal stop, the vocal cords close momentarily and cut off all airflow through the vocal tract. Oke guys, kita langsung simpulin aja tentang manners of articulations atau tata krama artikulasi dan juga places of articulations atau tempatnya artikulasi. Manners of articulations atau tata krama artikulasi adalah konfigurasi dan interaksi artikulator alat berbicara seperti lidah, bibir, dan langit-langit saat membuat bunyi ujaran. Salah satu parameter etiket adalah struktur, yaitu seberapa dekat organ-organ bicara satu sama lain. Sedangkan places of articulations atau tempat artikulasi, juga titik artikulasi konsonan adalah titik kontak di mana obstruksi terjadi di saluran vokal antara artikulator aktif, biasanya beberapa di bagian lidah, dan lokasi pasif yang biasanya berada di bagian atap atau dari mulut. Oke, manners of articulation ada 8. Yang pertama ada stop or plosives, yang kedua ada fricatives, yang ketiga ada affricates, yang keempat ada nasal, yang kelima ada flap or trill, yang keenam ada lateral, dan yang terakhir ada prepositionis continuum. Sedangkan places of articulations, yang pertama ada bilabial, yang kedua ada labiodental, yang ketiga ada dental, yang keempat ada alveolar, yang kelima ada postavveolar, yang keenam ada retroplex, yang ketujuh ada palatal, yang kedelapan ada pelar, dan yang terakhir ada glottal. Okay, maybe that's all I can explain. Thank you very much and hopefully it will be useful for all of us. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.